My name's Janet Miller Martin. My mother was Lois Moody, and her father was James Robert Moody, who was killed in the crash in 97. So from my mother, there were 3 children, so that would make 3 grandchildren, and out of those 3 grandchildren, 9 great-grandchildren, 18 great-great, and 2 great-great-great. To this date, that is.
Good, right.
And one of my brothers lived in Charlotte for a number of years, and he contacted somehow this Mr. Gregory that wrote that booklet, and so he was interested in history. His 3 children. One lives in Durham, one lives in Lewisburg. He's a band director down there at the high school.
Oh, really?
And the other one lives in Charlotte. And I live in 90 Smalls Park.
I'm Steve Malkin.
Steve
My
Malkin.
grandfather was Napoleon Floyd Malkin. He was on the old 97, one of the 7 survivors. I was fortunate that I lived with my grandparents for a number of years, and so I was close to them. I can honestly say that my grandfather and my grandmother were 2 of the finest people that you ever had.
What year did he die, grandfather?
He was 81, so it would have been about 1961.
61.
Healthy too, up until he had cancer.
Oh, really?
But up until he had cancer, he was healthy. I broke my ankle when I was about 8. And he was the only one to come and get me. So he was about 75, so he came over, picked me up, and carried me about a block and a half home.
Oh, did he
So
really?
he was still in good shape.
Oh, man.
And he wasn't a big man. He was about 5'8". Always, he went out, he always had a suit. If it was winter time, he had a vest on, tied. His wingtip shoes, he always dressed up, always looked nice.
I'm Charlie Massey, great-grandson of J.P. Blair.
It's amazing, isn't it? y'all doing? This is
I said, but it's got a string on it. He said, yeah, that's because well, put it up here and it went down there, and I put it up there and it went down When I put it up here, it goes down there. When I put it up there, it goes down
This is something I'm sorry.
Wait a minute, please.
I asked the guy to make copies. Part of what we were going to do was to get a group of these men that are actors on this work and go around the track, find some people, and do a video, let them imagine that they're back 40 years old doing this work. Well, that happened, and on the day that happened, the news radio from Lynchburg, Townsville, all over the thing, these fellows. So, this is how we got started. All right. Now, then I'm going to get a couple hours of this all this. That's it.
Tired of being really nice to all these poor little kids, you know. So you got it every so often. You gotta do. Mama, yeah. Okay. Well, look at that nose. It scoops out there. Okay. This is real big pretty. I can tell this already. Whatever you say. Oh, I'm so sorry. Alright, this is the license. I'm sorry. Okay, we'll put your name on. There it is. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, don't hit because you're beautiful. Well, you know what to do. Yeah, I remember the day. It was very for that Danville children.
You know where we'll
It is bluegrass music, Charles.
He was going downhill, making 90 miles an hour. The whistle broke into a stream. He was found in the ditch, from a stone into Danville. Well, a telegram came from Washington Station. This is how it read. That brave engineer who drove along 70th line in North Danville. Well, come on, you men, and hear my warning. There's something for you to learn. Never say harsh words to your true loving husband. He may leave you, he'll never return.
Hey.
They want to. Take your thing out there. I get this screen going. This is Kathy Copper. She's one of the organizers of this event. We'd love it if you maybe do it. Do it on the microphone.
I'll do the best I can for you. Well, they gave him his orders in Monroe, Virginia, St. Steve. You're way behind time. Yes, it's not 38, but Lord, it's only 97. You must get her in dispenser on time. Well, he looked around and said to his fat greasy fireman, shove a little more coal. And when we hit that white oak mountain, you can watch her when it's sailing low. It's a mighty rough road from Lynchburg to Danville, and the track's on a 3-mile grade. It was on that grade that he lost his average. You can see the jump at the end. He was going downhill, making 90 miles an hour when his whistle broke into a scream. He was found in the ditch with his hand on the throttle, Lord, stalled into death in Well, a telegram came from Washington Station, and this is how it read. That brave engineer who drove on 97 this line in North Danville. Well, come all you maidens and hear my warning. There's something for you to learn. Never say harsh words to your true loving husband. He may leave you when you're due. Danville girl. Well, I reckon we can do that. That was another song I wrote 40 years ago. I was standing on the platform, smoking a cheap cigar, waiting for a lonely freight train carrying an empty car. Well, I got off at Danville, got stuck on a Danville girl. You can bet your life she was out of sight. She wore those Danville curls. Well, she took me to her kitchen, and she treated me nice and fine. Got me in the notion of bumming all the time. She wore her hair on the back of her head like high-toned women do. But the very next train came down that line, I bid that girl adieu. I pulled my cap down over my eyes, walked down to the railroad track, and there I caught a lone freight train, never to come back. I don't know why he was so didn't get along with the gal. What was the matter with the Danville gal? But I thank you very much.
Last thing to go in, right?
If you'd like to do another, we'd love to hear it.
Come get a shot. You put it in.
I'll do even Elizabeth Cotton song called Freight Train.
Okay, that'll be
Well, freight train, going so fast. Freight train, going so fast. Please don't say what train you're on, or they won't know where I'm from. Well, when I'm dead and in my grave, no more music will I crave, oh, 'cause I will hear. As she goes through. Yes, when I'm dead and in my grave, no more music will I crave, oh, 'cause I will hear old time as she goes rolling by. Freight train, going so fast. Freight train, going so fast. Please don't say what
I wanted to say, Peter Stanley he just performed from Orange, Virginia, and he is my uncle. Had no idea he was going to be here today, but he is obviously a very talented musician and somebody who loves the legendary old 97. And in the summers when we would get together, he and his family, all the musical family, and Alfred Scott also was with him from Richmond. In the summers we would get together and he would play these wonderful songs.
We was going to lower the string, but you had to
Thank you, Peter.
I'm just bringing it over this side.
Then we'll hand it to you. Take a little down with it. You told me.
You might want to go with it.
Oh, I love it. This is like politics.
I knew you could figure that out real quick. God, you appreciate this story when I was
You want to go with it?
Don't throw it in there. Throw it in there.
We'll write down the number. It's only at least one way to go. Y'all from Orange? You live in Richmond. And you can get home right back there. Might even take you sometimes. I'll call. sell one.
Reenactment. We want to thank you for coming to watch the Buckingham Lining Bar Gang. We're here from Buckingham County and two of us from Prince Edward County. Now I'm sure many of you wonder where in the world is Buckingham. You've probably heard of Prince Edward. But Buckingham is located midway between Charlottesville and Farmville. And of course, Sprouse's Corner and Dillon are in Buckingham, and I know you've all probably heard of those places. So we're here to demonstrate for you some old-time railroad work, a work that went out of existence back in the 1960s. However, some of it is still being done. Now, we primarily demonstrate track lining. Track lining was the final operation in track maintenance. I'm sure many of you have been on a train, and you notice today trains so often as you ride, you get a quick twist. Sometimes it just throws you out of the seat. Well, those track need these men, or they need the machines that do the work today. But track lining was the final operation in track maintenance. After they've done everything else, such as remove the decayed tires, damaged rail, shoring up the ballast, they would line the track. Here they were trying to get the horizontal irregularities out of the track. And that was done by strong men with steel bars who would line up on each side of the track and would literally shove the whole track, gravel, tires, and rail to the left or to the right. They worked under the direction of a foreman who got some distance away, and he would sight the track and tell a caller which way the track was to be shown. Now the caller was more like a sergeant marching soldiers. He called out the cadence, but instead of saying up 1, 2, 3, he would sing these little ditties that we are going to demonstrate right here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, these men were, back in the old days, worked out by themselves. There were no women and children around, and we had to change quite a few of these lyrics. My original gang, we had some problem with them. Sometimes they forgot where they were. But these are all gentlemen, and some of these worked on the railroad. Now, as I mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, the caller would call out the cadence after the foreman told them which way to show the track. You hear them talking about to the right, they show the track to the right or to the left. But here, most of these men who worked on the railroad worked on the C&O Railroad, where you had the James River on one side and the Blue Ridge Mountains on the other. So you hear them using the expression to the river, to the mountain. So all right, ladies and gentlemen, listen to a lining bar gang now. Just try to straighten this track.
All right, man. Ain't no need you slacking back. Ain't going home till this track get right. Ain't no need slacking back. Ain't going home till I get right. Long-legged rooster knocked me here. Gonna get mad, but I don't know when. Long-legged rooster knocked me here. Gonna get mad, don't know when. We're gonna talk with them good people. Mary, Martha, Luke, and John, all those good folks dead and gone. Mary, Martha, Luke, and John, all those good folk, dead and gone. Put it back. You don't believe I've been redeemed. Follow me down by the Jordan Street. You don't believe I've been redeemed. Follow me down Jordan Street. Stepped in the water and the water was cold. Chill my body but not my soul. Stepped in the water, water was cold. Chill my body, not my soul.
All right, many places that cause this reason. I'm going back to Illinois, be there with the Buckingham boys. I'm going back to Illinois, be there with the Buckingham boys. I got a gal yonder hill, she won't dance from Sister Will. I got a gal yonder hill, she won't dance Sister Will. I got a gal in Baltimore, streetcar run right by her door. I got a gal Baltimore, streetcar run by her door. I got a gal in Kansas City, girl can't cook but sure is pretty. I got a gal Kansas City, girl can't cook, sure is pretty. Meanest one I ever seen. I got a gal, New Orleans, meanest one ever seen.
And one time, ladies and gentlemen, some of these cadences I used to keep my fingers crossed and said, please, please. Well, ladies and gentlemen, aside from mining track, this was very dangerous, hard, hot work. More of these men got killed and maimed out than working on the railroad than any other group of men. And most of them contain some terrifying stories that the things that happened to them while they were on the railroad. Now, Eddie May was here. We'll tell you a little more about Eddie a little later. But back in September 1943, Eddie was working with a gang near Charlottesville. It's Chadwell, near Thomas Jefferson's home. And he saw a German prisoner of war train approaching. Train should have been going 15 miles an hour or doing 60. And they had the track in such a shape that it couldn't take a train going 60 miles an hour. Eddie knew it. And Eddie managed to get about 70 men out of that cut. And barely escaped with his own life. And he could tell you about that now. Thank you over there. That was a man that survived being hit by a train and knocked 15 feet in the air. They always said the train died. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, they could all tell you some terrifying stories about things that happened to them on the railroad, especially these who worked on the railroad. When we started this gang, we had about 18 men, and 16 of them were the real railroad men. As you can see, we are Commemoration a little bit later thing here this morning. Well, another thing they did, they tried to put some fun in this, and that was spike driving. Each man tried to be the champion spike driver in the crowd. All right. Well, you have teacher and student here, right? Teacher, two students. This is William Edward Davis. William worked on the railroad for 6 years for the Centennial, but he left the railroad and went to his trade, which was mechanic. And Eddie retired as a supervisor of mechanics for the United States Navy. We want to let you know that Eddie also has 10 children. Now watching by that spike, and ladies and gentlemen, you're watching a man who is 87 years old. All right, now this is Ashford Laurie. Ashford is a youngster in the crowd. He's 66. He's a retired cement finisher. Now, Eddie taught both of us how to drive spikes, but when I tried, I can't get out of bed the next morning. All right. Eddie taught me how to fire spikes a few years ago. One day in Richmond, he challenged me to race and drive a spike, and I did. He beat me. Next morning, I couldn't get out of bed. He shows up at my house, want me to go to Charlottesville with him. All right. What is thinking? All right. Here's our next senior citizen. This is Isaac W. Payne. Now, he put in 34 years for the New York Central Railroad, and he retired as a foreman. And he's 80 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert is 78 years old. Robert worked 1 year on the Norfolk and Western. Robert said that was 20 years until he left, and he's a retired shipping clerk, Montgomery Ward. Frank Austin, 76 years old. Frank is a retired mechanic supervisor for the city of New York. Now Frank has his own thing. Frank has won many awards, many trophies, and he is recognized as a master in antique car restoration. He's done some unbelievable restoration of antique cars. He has a fleet himself of antique cars. His oldest car is a 1926 Model T. Now, when Frank got that car, it looked like if you touched it, it would fall apart. Today, that car looks like it just came off the assembly line. and he has a fleet of leads, and he takes them around quite a bit, and sometimes he can't go with us. Now, Frank never worked on the railroad a day in his life. And John Lowry here, ladies and gentlemen. John is 72 years old. John worked 3 years on the CMO, but he retired as a supervisor in the Alpine Aluminum Company. And of course, John, veteran of the Korean War. Frank here is a veteran of the World War II and the Korean War. And Frank here is a veteran of World War II. Ashford here served for 2 wars. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, when Eddie started work, he worked up in the upper part of Virginia, in the central part of Virginia, and at that time, things were a lot different than they are now. These men could not become foremen, even though they became quite competent in this work. But they didn't mind that because these fellows made $3.60 a day, while many farm workers were making half that. And I know about that because I come from a railroad family in a railroad town, and I know the railroad boys were on payday. They would have $30, $40, $50, and some of the farm workers and people doing everything would have $15. And you know who the girls went to see. Who picked the girl up? Yeah. All right, now they couldn't become foremen. Well, they sure had songs for the foreman.
Alright then. Look at the captain, how he stand more up on the railroad man. Look at the captain, how he stand more like upon railroad man. Captain can't read, Captain can't write, how the captain help when the track is right. Captain can't read, Captain can't write, how can tell track is right. Captain treat me mean, won't get a time to eat my bean. Captain treat me mean, won't get a time to eat my bean. I don't mind working from sun to sun, won't mind money when baby come. Don't mind working sun to sun, won't mind money, baby come. Captain drank a bottle of gin, now he don't know where he's been. Captain drank a bottle of gin, now he don't know where he's been.
Ladies and gentlemen, lots of tools were used back in the old days. Now we always ask, how did they keep the track steeple business apart? Track gauge, tool called a track gauge. Today a huge machine will pull the spikes, pull the tires, replace the tire, and replace the spike. And in the old days, this was how the tool that was used to pull the spikes, called the claw mark. To move rails, now they move rails by a huge machine, 4 miles at a time. This was how it was done in the old days. Man, broken foot, broken leg. To pull spikes, to pull tires.
We started thinking we should start this ballast.
All right, come on up here, Robert. All right, now this was a tool known as, proper name was a tamping fork. Tamping fork. This was the tool that was used when they were trying to straighten the track, rubbing to get the hills and valleys out of it. They would put a large jack here, and you notice that kicking motion there, shoving gravel under the track. Now, this tool was also called a Gandy fork back then. And they called the fellows who used this fork a Gandy dancer. And someone thought that was a good thing to call all of them. So we're quite often that. That's why we don't call it ourselves that. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Before we go back,